Hello everyone and welcome to yet another month of StephenCraft. As always, we are joined with Chase.
Hello.
And Danny, who is
hello,
become one with Chase. And it's actually been a few months since we did a traditional towns look, like looking at the various towns on the server. So today we are going to dive back into that and show off some of the towns. Now, we used to have a town board, and you can still even see the big display up here. But actually, there is a new system in place which makes it more convenient than ever to go to a town. And Chase, I'm going to let you explain what that is and how it works.
Well, what we ran into is we had so many towns on the server, it was near impossible to keep them all updated on that specific board there. So what we did is we implemented a GUI style system that lets you run a command and it shows you all of the towns. You then click on the appropriately named town and you're taken there.
So we can actually type /towns.
Correct.
It'll bring us up to the town warp menu, and you can see there's a qualification space that actually takes you to how a town is selected. But then there's a bunch of other towns, and all you have to do is click them, and you are immediately transported to the town, which is really, really cool. And the first town we're going to today is New Woodshore. So we go ahead and click this, and bam! That is snazzy. So, what are we looking at today here in New Woodshore?
New Woodshore is a fairly cool town. Thunder Guy.
Only fairly cool.
It's fairly. Thunder Guy is one of our players that's been around for a while, and he has gotten this town started. And it's really cool because it doesn't really modify the land as much. It's more of a close to nature kind of town.
Yeah, you really get that feel whenever you walk in. It's there's trees, which is kind of a big departure from most towns where they're focusing on the buildings, and the buildings are more scarce in this town, so you can kind of, like you said, be one with nature. And they're really using a lot of wood as well. So, in fact, I'd say if you were far away looking over this direction, you actually may be hard-pressed to even tell that there was a town here at all, which is actually kind of neat. So what are some of the major landmarks that we're going to be looking at here in New Woodshore?
If you will... I've already lost you.
I was amazed. I was like, wood everything, and I just flew off. I'm in front of the windmill.
In the southeast corner of the city is this town's Stickager Arena. And Stickager's kind of cool. It's a game invented by one of our moderation staff. It's basically soccer with villagers.
I see. It looks like a big soccer arena. Or, well, hockey. Whatever. An arena with a goal.
Same thing.
And the way this is played is you have two different teams, and you put a villager in between them, and you hit them with a particular object. You have to use like a stick?
It's a stick with knockback, I believe. And the goal is to get them into the opposing team's cobweb net.
Yeah.
And that's how you score.
Which is crazy that someone came up with this, but it's actually really cool. I did get a chance to see it played, and it's very, very interesting. So you could actually get some people over here at New Woodshore and check it out. So what other cool things are we looking at here in this city? In the nature town?
Basically, that's about it as far as the really cool stuff is. I just really applaud the people working on this town because of how they were able to lay most of it in without disturbing too much of the groundwork.
And what's really cool is that because they all kept the same wood theme, the town looks really uniform, which is very, very hard to do. Most times whenever you have a town, all of the buildings look completely different, and in this case, all the buildings look very similar, and they all fit in very, very well with the surrounding environment, which is really, really cool. So this is very, very neat. Awesome. All right. So what is our next destination?
Next destination is going to be Lumberton.
All right. So we could do /towns and find the one that says Lumberton. We'll click that, and we warp straight here. So Lumberton is a town that I believe I was actually at. We haven't put it in a recording, I don't think, but it's a town I was at really early on when they were still working on the sign. I remember seeing the sign early on, and I think it might be in the end slate of a video. But it looks like the town has come a long way since then. This is actually really cool. So, what's the history of this place?
This is by a player, Mr. Envelope. Thunder Guy and MC Watcher are also involved in the project itself. What I really like about it is they are very well incorporating both the sea and the land into this build system.
Yeah, it's very much a port town. You can see it's got a bunch of stuff off of the beach on all sides, really. And it looks like they got a long bridge out here too, and the bridge looks really sweet. I think this is a really cool looking bridge. Man, where's this? This thing just goes on and on and on. This is awesome. There's a big building over here, and this actually feels a little bit like the previous town in some of the design motifs with the wood. But whenever you get closer to the, I guess you want to call it the harbor, that design motif actually changes a little bit, which is cool. So overall, this is really neat. And I like the little added ships. And actually, this over here kind of looks like a Pokemon arena. I don't know if it's supposed to be a Pokemon arena, but it gives me that impression.
It looks like the flip camera if it was like... I don't know.
A little bit. Very cool. So what other cool things are going on in Lumberton?
They are working on their own little player-run shop system, which is what one of the docks out here is.
Is that what that big long thing is?
No. Over next to the lighthouse. You'll have what looks like small barges floating in the water. Those are the individual individual shops.
Wow, that is cool. So they have all these different little shops set up. Let's see. Very cool. They got a boardwalk rules post set up. All these different little ore shops, NFF shops. Fly down here and take a look at some other stuff. A vacant shop, which you can purchase, which is very cool. Awesome. Cool.
In my notes here, I do have a thing that says them in another town are making a RPG-esque kind of quest system.
Okay. And that's a warp.
Yes, the
RPG Treatum.
Yes.
Let's see, RPG Treatum. So the two towns are collaborating on this place.
That's what I've been told.
It's interesting. And the goal of the town is to roleplay?
That's what it looks like. It looks like they're developing their own quest system to reward players for doing certain things and things like that.
Interesting. It's so cool what players can come up with given the resources. Only the finest weapons and armor. I like this. This is really cool. So we've checked out two of the up-and-coming towns, as well as this place, which I guess we can call a town. So 3 towns, really. And we have another town that we're going to be looking at, and that is Colony 9. And the audience is going to recognize Colony 9, not from Xenoblade, from a video that we did recently, in which certain players jumped into a giant toilet. So I think Colony 9 may soon become known as the Toilet Town, which is both awesome and unfortunate. But I mean, what are you going to do when you have a giant toilet in your town? I mean, you're doomed with that title from the start. But the town is actually really cool. Very nice. And you have the giant toilet in the background. So we can actually fly around and take a look at this place. Oh, we really like the giant horse statue here. That's cool. because really the only thing in this town that we've seen so far is the toilet, and also knowing that the town is Colony 9, the 9 on the toilet seat makes a little more sense now. We never actually got to kind of go down into the toilet, but it's cool to actually take a look.
The journey into the center of the toilet.
Journey into the bowl. It's a scary place down there. So there are lots of different places to see on StephenCraft. A lot of different towns being built, and with the new town GUI in place, being able to type /towns at any point, it's easier than ever to visit anything at any time, which is really cool.
Correct. And it also allows us to pretty much infinitely expand the town system. Instead of before we'd have to pick and choose who made it to the board. Now, pretty much any town, as long as they follow the qualifications necessary, can be added to this system.
Which is really, really cool. So
yes.
if you were watching right now, and you and some of your friends wanted to get together and actually make a town, you could do it, and it could be added to the menu system, and then anyone could easily warp to your town from anywhere, which is really, really, really awesome. So it's just such a cool system that is in place. So I applaud you and the staff for incorporating lots of things that make sense, because being able to do that quickly is it's not a necessity, but it's certainly something that's really, really nice to have. And I think there's one other thing that we're going to see, which is a racetrack.
Yes, that was actually the giant horse statue was right in front of the racetrack.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
So I actually, if I just fly up, so is the racetrack? Oh, it's behind it. Oh, I didn't fly back there. That is awesome.
The main building is the stables.
Oh my God, that's so cool. That is really, really neat. So, do they actually do horse racing?
There have been a couple of races that I've seen. I was actually part of one when they were first setting it up. It's quite fun. They've also developed kind of a horse trading system here, where you can take the in-game economy and purchase horses, mules, donkeys, things like that, as well as their armor and breeding materials.
That
Where
is
do you place your
cool.
bets?
Certainly there's a betting system. If there's not one in place already, I imagine that would probably be being worked on or something. But that is awesome. That is so cool. And it's hidden a little bit behind that building, but that's a really, really neat idea. I don't think I've ever seen that in Minecraft before. So we've looked at quite a few things. We've looked at a few different towns ending on Colony 9, and the Monado is back here, which makes a lot of sense with the town being called Colony 9.
But not more sense in the toilet.
Maybe there. You know what? I haven't played Xenoblade Chronicles. Perhaps there is a giant toilet in the game. Maybe it's an Easter egg. I'll have to ask Emil about that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and Chase and Danny, thank you guys for joining me and leading me around. For anyone watching, if you would like to jump on StephenCraft and check it out, you can. The server address is play.stephencraftmc.com. You can get more information over at stephencraftmc.com. And there's a forum system, there's a TeamSpeak server, there's a lot of cool stuff. We'd love to see you come on here and start building some stuff. Also, keep an eye out on the channel for the next few days, because I'm going to be releasing another video where we're going to be asking you guys to build a particular type of thing to show off in a future video. Should be out in just a few days from the release of this video, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, that's going to be it for us. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time here on StephenCraft.